The millionaire who came to his own funeral, that's what I became the day I decided to disappear. Look, when you have more money than God and zero friends who aren't on the payroll, you start wondering if anyone would actually miss you. So I staged my death, private jet crash, no survivors, clean. I stood in the back of the cathedral wearing a janitor's uniform, mop in hand, watching my own funeral unfold. The place was packed, business partners in expensive suits, investors I'd destroyed, ex-wives number 1 through 3, each sitting in different sections like warring nations. My assistant Jennifer dabbed her eyes with a tissue, probably tears of relief that she wouldn't have to fetch my dry cleaning anymore. My brother Marcus gave the eulogy. Richard was complicated, he said, which in funeral speak means he was an asshole. The crowd nodded. Someone coughed. I fought back a laugh and gripped the mop. Handle tighter. Then something weird happened. This kid stood up from the back row, couldn't have been more than 16, wearing a wrinkled button-up that was 2 sizes too big. Security moved toward him, but he started talking anyway. I never met Mr. Morrison, he said, voice shaking. But 3 years ago, someone paid for my mom's cancer treatment. Anonymous donor. She's alive because of that. His mom stood next to him crying. I just wanted to say thank you. My chest went tight. I remembered that donation. Late night, drunk on scotch, feeling guilty about firing 50 employees to boost quarterly numbers. I'd thrown money at my conscience and forgot about it by morning. Same here, a woman in the middle stood. He funded my daughter's scholarship, full ride to MIT. Another man paid for my brother's rehab facility. I watched them stand one by one. A teacher whose school got new computers. A veteran whose medical bills disappeared. A single dad whose house didn't get foreclosed. Faces I'd never seen, names I didn't know. Jennifer was full on sobbing now. Marcus looked confused. Ex-wife number 2 whispered something that sounded like, since when? I left before anyone could notice the janitor crying. That night, I sat in my secret apartment, the one nobody knew about, staring at my laptop. The obituaries called me ruthless, a titan of industry, cold, calculating. They weren't wrong. I'd built an empire by crushing competitors and intimidating anyone who got in my way. But somewhere between hostile takeovers and board meetings, I'd automated donations through shell companies, tax write-offs. I'd told myself, good PR strategy, except nobody knew. That was the point of shell companies. I opened my phone. One text from my lawyer. Everything's in order. Swiss account access in 48 hours. Enjoy retirement. My cursor hovered over the reply button. I could disappear. New identity. Small island. Finally be free from the vultures and the gold diggers and the endless negotiations. Instead, I booked a flight back. Walking into the board meeting 3 days later felt like a resurrection scene from a bad movie. Marcus dropped his coffee. Jennifer screamed. Ex-wife number 2 fainted, though that might have been for attention. Jet crashed into the ocean, I announced. I was thrown clear, rescued by a fishing boat. No cell service. Bit dramatic. I know. The lawyers scrambled. The board went into damage control. The press had a field day, but I didn't care. I fired half the board, the ones who'd already started dividing up my assets. I promoted Jennifer to VP. I called that kid's mom and met them for coffee. Started a foundation with my name actually on it. Marcus cornered me after a meeting. What happened out there? Clarity, I said. That's it? That's your explanation? I thought about standing in that cathedral, watching strangers defend a man they'd never met. I realized I'd been funding more kindness than cruelty. Just needed to see it in action. You faked your own death for an ego boost? No, I said. I came to my own funeral to learn what actually matters. He walked away shaking his head. These days, I'm still ruthless in business, still calculating, still crushing competitors. But now when I write checks, I stick around to see what happens. Turns out being the millionaire who came to his own funeral taught me more about living than 30 years of existing ever did.